Welcome into our Christmas master bedroom for 2025. I thought it would be fun to show y'all a lot of the retail pieces that I've picked up to decorate my bedroom, and then also how I incorporate and use a lot of thrifted, vintage, and antique pieces just to kind of hopefully blend it all in together. So I wanted my bedroom to feel very like calm and cozy and just a good place that I could unwind and relax at the end of a very busy day. I've used a lot of burgundy. I've brought things in from other spaces in my house. So I just wanted to walk y'all through and show you how I layered the vintage pieces with some of the newer finds, how I shopped my own home, and how I made this room just feel festive without losing that soft, peaceful bedroom vibe that I was going for. Okay, so let's get started on the bedroom tour. This is more of like the daylight version. I'm just going to take y'all around and show you all the pieces that I've used and tell you where things are from, if they're thrifted, if they're retail, and then I'll do like a at night shot where y'all can see all of the pretty lights in action here in the evening. Okay, so just to the right is the doorway that we were just standing in. And then on that wall there, right beside the door, we have a very large, beautiful wardrobe cabinet. We purchased that right before we got married, so that's probably at least 22, 23 years old. And over here beside it, I hung up a garage sale antique wooden iron. This used to be in my living room, but I moved it to in here when we had a home remodel done, and I really love it. And then I have this, I think this is what was this box called? A smoke stand or cigar stand? I can't remember. But I did have this in our guest bathroom. It was kind of in the way in there, so I found the perfect little spot here in this corner. And I just have a little candle on it. So this piece I love. I just got this. Let me get up just a little bit closer where you can see like all of the old distressed wood. And I just keep a candle on it for now, just kind of very simple, but it is over here out of the way in this corner. And then right in there is just our little master bath. We're not going in there, but that's our little master bathroom. And right past this door, I just keep it's an expandable little peg rack. And I love this. I've had this up here for a really long time. However, this Christmas, I really could not figure out what I wanted to do with it. So I just left it kind of plain. I do have a thrifted scarf on it. The peg rack, I don't know if that was from a yard sale or Goodwill or what, but it is thrifted. So yeah, I just put a scarf on it this year because I just felt like it was too crowded over here this year with the Christmas trees that I got from Walmart, which I do love, by the way. They are the My Texas House Christmas trees, and they are beautiful. I just took some burgundy ribbon and tied that there. Just some very long, like kind of, I don't know, droopy bows, and I really, really like those. And I did paint every bulb on this tree to give it a more like vintage look because they were the very, very bright LED bulbs, and I don't like that. But I really love how this looks at night now that I've got them painted. And then I just put this tree in a thrifted basket, even though it came in something, well, you can't see down in there, but it did come in like a small little basket, but it just looked like the tree was huge and the basket that it came in, was so small. So I just upgraded it to this thrifted basket here. And then hanging out of the side is a little homemade garland. My little granddaughter Briley helped me make that last year. And I had it hanging over my bed last year, but I kind of do things a little different every year. I mean, I'll keep a lot of the same stuff, but a lot of times things are just in different places. And then I got these little deer. I think these are supposed to be like an anthropology dupe or something like that. I don't know, but I just really loved how they looked. So I got 2 of those to go on each nightstand. And then this little box here is thrifted. I used this because I could not see the clock. Like if I woke up in the middle of the night and wanted to see what time it was, I would have to like raise all the way up and look over my husband's head. And I just kind of like that I was able to bring in a little black color right there. And then this is a thrifted picture that's kind of peeking through. I do know that this tree is a little big over here for this space, but I really, really like having a Christmas tree on each side of our bed. I'll back up just a little bit so you can see the full look there. There's the nightstand with the tree on it and everything. I haven't mentioned this in a long time since we've redone this, or since I made this over, and a couple of my kids helped me too, is this wall. So I'm going to move in a little bit closer because every time I do a little tour in this bedroom, I get questions about what is this. So this was paneling wall, and I did a little faux brick makeover on it with tape and joint compound and acrylic paint, and I absolutely love how this looks. I'll back up here in just a little bit where you can see the whole wall. So yeah, this is not wallpaper. This was all done by hand. It was a labor of love, but it was so inexpensive to do, and it makes such a statement. I do have a video on it, and I will try to find that video and link it in the description box if I can, because it's been years since I've done this. Anyway, I did just want to mention that because I do get questions all the time about, is this wallpaper? Is this paneling? Like, what is the wall made out of with the bricks? So there you go. And then I use an old door as my headboard. If you're new, I got this on Facebook Marketplace for $10. It is an antique door, and it was also the inspiration piece on why I got all of the doors that I got for our bedrooms. We did the remodel a few months ago. Okay, so back to the bed. So I have just some little garlands and a wreath there in the middle. Whoops, I'll try to stop putting my finger up. So the bell garland I actually got at an estate sale, and the wreath I believe came from Goodwill. It had like Easter eggs and all kind of stuff in it, and I just pulled all of that out. I can't remember where this little star banner thing is from. I want to say the Target dollar spot or something, but I honestly can't remember. I've had that for a very long time. And here's the bed, kind of all put together. Lots and lots of pillows. The only pillow that is thrifted is this little bitty one right here in the front. A lot of this other stuff I got at TJ Maxx. The black ruffled pillow covers are from Amazon. Oh, and the crocheted pillowcases back there on the standard size pillows. Oops, there I am pointing again. Sorry about that. Those are actually from Salvation Army. But I love these colors, y'all. Who remembers my TJ Maxx haul with all of these beautiful things that I purchased? They look so good together here on this bedspread. I love it, and this is so comfortable. Yeah, and then just moving over here, we have another one of these trees with just another droopy bow. The sun's trying to come in there, so let me fix this bow. You don't notice things like this until you start filming. But anyway, this table kind of gets moved around a lot to make my bed and stuff, so things get shifted over here. Yeah, here's just another one of these trees. And again, the sun's coming in that window, so it's probably going to play with the lighting a little bit. And then another one of those little black deer. This is actually real brass. I saw where Target was trying to kind of do a little knockoff of these. This table I got at a yard sale one year for $5. It's one of my favorite pieces too. Okay, so I closed that blind to the right, so maybe that'll help us out a little bit. Okay, so all of these pieces here are thrifted. This is just a yard sale shutter, a yard sale old pantry door, and I just kind of layer all of these pieces. And I just have this little thrifted wreath. Let me get up close where y'all can actually see this stuff. The sun is messing me up a little bit. But if I wait too late, then you can't see in here at all because it gets so dark. And then I just very, very recently got this green. Most of y'all told me that this was like a tray that came out of an old trunk. And I just have it here now with my little primitive looking gingerbread pillow. I think that is so cute. And then just moving around here, I have some more thrifted baskets that I keep different things in. And a little thrifted scarf just to kind of dress it up a little bit because we're in the cozy season. Some thrifted picture frames here that I have our wedding prints, or a couple of our wedding prints in there. Okay, now we're going to move over to the top of my dresser. We have another thrifted basket right here. I keep a bunch of like doilies and things like that that I've thrifted, excuse me, in there. I keep this book up here. It's got the beautiful colors in it that we are using for Christmas. And it also helps me like make a little flat spot up here, so that I could put my thrifted books and my little thrifted irons that I use as bookends on. Here's the other side. All right, and I normally have my diffuser going, but it's a noisy little thing sometimes. So I turned it off while I was filming. So on top of the dresser, I have a thrifted, very long table runner, which I really, really love because this dresser is pretty wide. And then we have one of these hearth in hand battery operated candles that I bought for the fall, but I am still using them and loving them. Both of these glass bottles that you see here styled on my dresser are, I believe, yard sale finds. One may be a thrift store, but definitely this smaller one is a yard sale find. And I used the smaller one to put the candle in. It fits perfect in there. And then I just had a really cute little green velvet bow there on the side. And I have this just sitting on a stack of thrifted books. In the other glass jar, I have these faux floral things here, pick stems, whatever, that I got at Target. And these are some of my favorite finds of all times. They just really brought my decor up a notch in a couple of areas, and I love kind of mixing this stuff in now with all of the trees. I think just mixing it up gave it a good variety and really kind of held to that look that I'm looking for, but also made it have, you know, a touch of classiness and just beautiful. Instead of everything just being, you know, so rustic, I can keep it very rustic, like it's in this old jar, but then I have these beautiful stems sticking out of it. So I really love how this looks. I'll back up in a minute and give y'all a better look at that. But yeah, here's that old jar, and I tied some of this frayed ribbon here on the handle of this one. Again, just a, you know, very loopy little bow there. I've got both of the glass jars. I put the bow there on the little handle part. So they're kind of both on the side. And then over here I have a thrifted lamp, and I have this little thrifted piece. I'm not real sure about this, but I did leave it up here. I thrifted this a long time ago, and I feel like it probably makes the lamp look a little too tall, but I don't know. There's just something about that black on this end that I really like, because I have the black iron bookends. I have the little black pantry door over there that I've got that little wreath on. And so, I don't know, just I felt like it needed something black on this end. So that's why I have it there. If I can find something else that's a little bit shorter that I like, you know, that's black like that, I'll probably change it out. But for now, that's what we're doing. I got this at Goodwill years and years and years ago, and it sat on my fireplace for a very long time. So I've just recently kind of moved that around, and I'm not real sure how I feel about it being there, but I do like the black color being there on the dresser, because I do feel like it, like I said, ties in with a lot of the black going on. And then you got the little black deer on the side tables, you got the black pillows on the bed. So that's what I was trying to do. All right, and then over here, everything over here, I'll just tell y'all, is thrifted except for the tree that is in the brass, I think it's a bathroom trash can actually. I'm using it to hold a Christmas tree because why not? But like all of these baskets and everything here is thrifted, and this is just how I kind of keep this corner. Sorry about the shadows, y'all. I'm trying to move around where they're not distracting. But this is some of those lights, those little battery powered lights that I just got at Goodwill the other day. I put some batteries in them, and I was able to use them in this little tree. And what I like is these already have that vintagey kind of look. They're not really bright, but the other set that was in there, you know, it had two sets. Well, the other one is like really, really bright. So I'm going to have to paint those and bring that down just a notch. But yeah, I just tied some more ribbon around this just to bring this burgundy color over here in this area for Christmas, but without having to really bring, you know, like another knickknack or another piece of decor. I just tied some ribbon on it. And then back here is just where our TV is and my vanity. I didn't do much here for Christmas, and yes, I am still using a Sam's foldable chair at this antique vanity until I can find something better. That's just what I use. But I just have all of these thrifted pieces up here that I love. The little lamp. Look at the little wallet. I found that the other day when I was doing some decorating. It was tucked down in something and I forgot all about it. But yeah, I have like this thrifted tie rack here. This is a measure thing for shoes. I got this at an antique store. This little blanket is part of my Christmas decor that I pulled out, and I got this at a Goodwill, I think last year. And yeah, just a couple other, you know, thrifted pieces. The little brass planter that tree is in. I've got those other lights on this tree, but I don't have them on because, like I said, they are so bright. They throw everything else off. My thrifted little brass vanity set here that I got at Goodwill, and then the little brush and mirror set that I got at an antique store. So I've definitely been gathering things for several years just to try to, you know, curate the space and make everything kind of match and go together. But I am also not afraid to buy retail and add to my decor just to kind of help pull it all together, because I do believe that you can add thrifted, antique, vintage, retail, modern, and just make it all work. So I really love how this bedroom came together for Christmas. I'm really loving all of the burgundy colors so much. And another thing about the burgundy, I feel like I'm not going to want to pull this down as the day after Christmas. Like, I feel like I will probably leave a lot of these burgundy colors in place and up probably until January. I don't know. We'll see after Christmas how tired of it I am. But so far I am loving the burgundy I'm loving the burgundy colors for my Christmas decor, and I will probably incorporate that again next year because I really do love it that much. Now, I do want to give you a little look at what the bedroom looks like at night, and that's when I love it the most, is when all the big lights are off, the sun has went down, and it just feels like a very cozy, comfortable, nostalgic, Christmassy space. So anyway, I hope that y'all enjoyed seeing my thrifted and retail master bedroom Christmas 2025 tour.